Good evening, everyone. This is author Debra Parmley with another March of the Writers video, and this one is for the prompt for day 17. Healthfully Yours. Healthy habits for writers. I will say healthy habits for people in general. As a result of my health experiences, I've had to learn a lot about brain health, neurological health practices. And so some of what I have to share tonight actually I'll tell you what comes from a neurologist and what doesn't. Writers tend to sit for a long, long time without moving. Now, they say if you are traveling and you sit for 2 hours, you should get up and move around because there's a danger of blood clots. Now, this is true of sitting still for anything, so writing is no exception. In fact, I would say it's probably a bigger risk than most writers realize. I'm going to address that because I had a blood clot in my brain. I learned a little bit about blood clots. And so if you're on a plane, and this would be if you're on a plane or if you're at your desk and you're not able to get up, maybe you can't unfasten your seatbelt. You can't get up and walk for a little while. You can still move your ankles around. You can, stretch your toe up, tap it down. Stretch your toe up, tap it down. This is good. If you're at your desk, you can stretch your neck, side to side. Roll your neck, stretch. Do shoulder shrugs up and down, up and down. That's good for you. Moving your body is good. I will go so far as to say that if you have writer's block, I don't sit and stare at a page, but I know authors who do. Maybe you've sat still too long, and if you get your blood flowing, maybe that will help your writing, because blood flow is important to good brain health. And just like you don't want to get blood clots and you want to move your legs if you're seated on a plane or in a car or at your desk, get up, walk to the bathroom. You're going to have to do that too. Get yourself something to drink, get a snack, stand up, stretch. You don't want to sit at your desk all day long. That's not good. You also should get some exercise. I'm able to do this because I'm in Florida now and there's a pool and good weather. Today I went and swam for 45 minutes, down and back without stopping. I just pause a little bit, but I don't really stop. I just keep going. That's a 45-minute exercise. It gets my blood flow going. I definitely am more alert after I swim. I might be dizzy because that's an issue I deal with these days, but as far as the blood flow goes, I'm more alert because the blood flow is going. If I sit, I get sluggish, I get drowsy. If I'm in a car, I could nod off. But if I've been moving around, I've got blood flow. Do you see what I'm getting at here now? So what a neurologist will tell you is that you do need to exercise. Blood flow is important. Oxygen is important. Taking good breaths. Swimming gets me good breaths because it's that kind of exercise. If you're not able to do that for whatever reason, the weather or whatever, get some deep breaths, get some healthy breaths. Look into that. Breathing. Yoga does breathing. Tai Chi does breathing. You don't have to be running a marathon to have good breath. There are ways to work on your breath, but breath is important for your brain. We're using our brains to help us write. So my take on this is going to be a little different than most of the other authors who are addressing it because of neurological issues. Um, I've had a neurologist tell me that everyone should get 7 hours of sleep because our brains need that. I had another neurologist, I've seen many, tell me that it's not just the hours of sleep, how many, it's the quality of it. In other words, the cycles. If you cycle through all the cycles that your brain needs, then it's a healthier brain. If it doesn't get the right cycles, you get interrupted. You're up and down all night. If you've had that kind of sleep, you know that you're not quite as with it. You've been up and down all night. So it's not a straight 7 hours. That's not as healthy for your brain because your brain has certain things it does during these cycles to be healthy. So water. Water is essential. Our body is 70% water? Most Americans are dehydrated. If you're thirsty all the time, you are dehydrated. Drink more water. I always have water. Right now, I have Evian. The pH on this is not as high as what I usually drink. This is 7.2. And the pH I drink water, that's usually 9.5, which is the highest that you can get. And your body pH balance is important, and good healthy water is important, and drinking lots of water is important. But cancer does not thrive well in a certain type of pH. The high pH, I drink it because it flushes my system. I've had pancreatitis twice. I haven't had it again since I started doing these waters. Haven't had it since 2018. Knock on wood. Keep drinking my waters. What else? Eating healthy food. I mean, gosh, a lot of authors eat sugar. Sugar. A lot of people are addicted to sugar. I used to be very addicted to sugar. Did you know that sugar does the same thing to your brain that heroin does? If you put scans of the brain side by side, the brain on sugar, the brain on heroin, they look almost identical. That's how addictive sugar is. I'm not saying don't ever have sugar, but I used to have way too much, and I had to severely cut it back. So I don't have the high amounts of sugar that I used to. And I'm aware of the fact that I love sugar. Protein, very important. Gosh, there's so many healthful things that you can do. That's just the physical. Um, Fresh air and sunshine is also important. And peace of mind. It's really hard to write fiction if or poetry or other nonfiction topics if your mind is not at peace, if your mind is on something else. So you might need to get your journal out and write some things down, write stuff out of you and get it down on paper so that it's not hovering in your mind, so you can free your mind up to actually write the things you want to write. I'm going to also advise that the people we surround ourselves with affect our health, whether we realize it or not. People pleasing is really not a healthy thing to do, particularly certain types of people. I had to learn to limit the amount of contact I had with people that were not healthy for me. And when I did that, my health improved, which showed me how important that is. If you have someone in your life who is creating stress distress and bringing your health to a low level, limit your contact with those people, and your health will likely improve. Also, find things that bring you joy. Find things that make you laugh. We need those things. That's being healthy too. So, Healthfully Yours. That's the topic for day 17. Healthfully Yours. From me to you on March of the Writers and day 17 prompt. Thanks for listening and watching, and wishing you a beautiful evening. I'm off to do one more of these videos before I get too sleepy, because I need 7 hours of sleep tonight.